So the reason I am filming this video today is because I want to talk about being the bad guy in someone else's story. Whether that is someone who you are friends with, someone who is your girlfriend, could be something related to work, doesn't matter. But if you are a man and you feel like you always try to be on people's good side, you need to cut that crap out immediately. All right. And the reason why is because a lot of times you do the right things and you take accountability for your actions because there's a very specific reason, or typically a few specific reasons, as to why someone wouldn't want to communicate with you anymore or break up with you, whatever the case is, right? Now, I can share my experience. So, a few weeks ago, I was in a very dark place and I had a very difficult time crawling out of said place. And the reason why is because it was a relationship, it didn't end well, and, a couple of things happened that led to her being upset with me and holding a grudge and resenting me. Now, whether that's the case now, I don't really know, but I also don't care. Not that I don't care about the things that I have done and that I already took accountability for, because I did, but I realize it's not in my control for her to like me, for her to be on good terms with me. I can't do anything about that. That's something I had to learn, like, to embrace being the bad guy, to embrace being the piece of crap in her story. And that doesn't mean I'm an asshole. It doesn't mean that I don't care, that I'm not considerate or anything like that. But it's perfectly fine to, accept that and move on with your life, because if you don't, you will not grow out of it. You will not grow out of that dark place. You will not be able to develop further because you're just going to be stuck in this space of darkness and I did this and I blame myself for this and how can I make her like me again and how can I get on her good side, and stop it. And even if you are a crappy person, let's say you are a crappy boyfriend in the relationship and she decided to end it with you, spend more time working on yourself. Spend more time making sure that that crap doesn't happen again in your future relationships. Do not put the focus on her and trying to repair things. You need to make sure that you get to a place where you can live your life again without your thoughts being jailed in this dark place that you feel like you have no control over. Because guess what? The fact is, you don't have control over it. You cannot control how someone else feels about you. You can text her, right? But I think that's a horrible idea, because typically you either text her in a way where she doesn't have to take accountability for anything, or you text her in a way where you double down, add fuel to the fire, and you make it worse. So the best situation is no contact. Now, I am going to give you a few more tips aside from no contact. That wasn't even part of the tips that I wanted to share with you today. That will help you tremendously in accepting you being the bad guy and being able to move on with your life. First and foremost, when you're in that dark place and you're constantly blaming yourself, make sure that you are keeping yourself busy. Whether you are going to the gym, running, doesn't matter. Keep yourself busy. I was reading a book, so I like to read books that contradict my thoughts, right? That challenge my thoughts. Because if I'm constantly thinking that I did this wrong and that wrong and how can I make things good again, it's going to sabotage my everyday life, right? I'm not going to be able to live comfortably, or I'm not going to be able to work towards being in a happy place. So, for example, I bought this book. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a... You see it. Now, I'm not sponsored in any way to advertise this book. I'm just showing you what I did. This book's from Mark Manson. It's a really good book so far. But as you can see, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. I read that book because I was giving too much of an F, right? The reason why I'm saying F, by the way, is because I don't even know if you're allowed to cuss on YouTube or drop the F-bomb. I really don't know. It's been a minute since I've recorded any videos, but I'm gonna research that afterwards. I digress. Keep yourself busy is the first tip. Okay, and sometimes it's hard because these thoughts creep back into your brain and you're just so dialed in and focused on that. But the more you keep yourself busy, the more you'll be able to push it away, and clean your mind and open up space for some positivity in your life. And now the second thing I would do is make sure you are taking care of yourself. I already said keep yourself busy by doing different activities or whatnot, but start focusing on specific things that will improve your mental health. Okay? Believe it or not, eating the right foods or just eating in general is healthy for you, because a lot of times people lose their appetite or they end up binge eating. Make sure you are trying to eat healthy. And if you're not eating at all, eat. Okay? Take care of yourself. Get enough sleep in. Take a steam shower. Go on a walk. Listen to relaxing music. Clear your mind. Do things that are spiritually healthy for you. If you're a spiritual person, I'm not sure. If you are, then meditate. If you're more of a religious person, then pray. There are so many different things you can do to get your mind back on track. And then last but not least, give yourself some grace. Forgive yourself for the things that you have done. I don't know what you did, right? Maybe you were the biggest asshole on earth. However, as long as you took accountability and you are committing to work on yourself to make sure that does not happen again, then you're good. But do not make the primary focus to work on a broken relationship with her. It's already broken. And I don't know your specific situation. Maybe there is a chance that you can make it work again. But obviously it didn't work this time around. So something happened. Something's going on. So you need that space. So take advantage of that space. Put in time to forgive yourself for the things that you think you did wrong. Because more than likely, I would say half of the things that you think you did wrong, you didn't even do wrong. You probably did the right thing. It's just easy to point fingers at something because it just further reasons as to why things ended in the first place. Again, I used my relationship as an example. It could be your career. Maybe something happened at your job. Some colleague that you're really cool with is getting on your nerves. Maybe it's your best friend. Maybe it's someone in your family. I don't know what it is. But start working on crawling out. And you can do that by implementing some of the tips that I shared with you today. All right. So I hope that helped. It's okay to be the bad guy in someone else's story. And once you embrace that, start putting in the reps to get back to a place where you're living comfortably again and you can be happy and not feel guilty being happy. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, hit the bell icon if you want to be notified whenever a video like this releases. And yeah, catch you later.